I don't know, man. I just don't know. I really don't have any energy to even record a podcast. This show tonight sucked the life out of me. It really did. Not because it was... I was going to say not because it was a bad show. Who am I kidding? This show sucked. This show absolutely just sucked in every sense of the word. I don't get it. I don't get it. All I could do was sit here. I'm looking at my notes. All I could do is sit here and laugh. Sit here and laugh. You know, we should be laughing at ourselves. We really should. I feel so defeated. I feel so defeated, man. You know, we should be laughing at ourselves because we all thought that SmackDown Live moving to Fox was going to change this show for the better. In fact, SmackDown has been on Fox for 3 weeks now. Next week, they're preempted because of the World Series. Astros and Washington Nationals. Though I don't want to count the Yankees out because every time we count them out, they always come back and win. I would not be surprised if they come back and win that series 4-3 just to fit the agenda and to fit the narrative. But SmackDown has been on Fox for 3 weeks. They're being preempted next week. God knows what their rating is going to be next week. I want to see Vince McMahon bring the hammer down on Mr. Prichard next week when the ratings are in the ones. SmackDown's been on Fox for 3 weeks, and the show has gotten more illogical. The show has gotten worse. The show has gotten more unfun. The show has gotten less creative. The show just sucks in every sense of the word. The show sucks. Fox bought a loser. But we already knew that. SmackDown was a loser before they came to Fox. Fox spent $1 billion on a losing franchise. They think that they're going to be able to help, but nothing will be able to help this show. Now, I want to try and understand this. Really. I'm trying to hold back laughter. Because I know there's some WWE internal cretins watching my podcast tonight. Oh, what did JD think of the show? He's so negative. Please, let me understand this. Fill me in. I read reports and I read narrative about why Eric Bischoff was fired. Showed up late. Was seen in catering. Didn't get to know anybody's name. Blah, 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 blah. And the funniest of all the things, the funniest excuse of all the excuses that they gave, Eric Bischoff was not cut out for the rigors of the job and the simple fact that he's out of touch with the modern product. Interesting. Bruce Prichard takes over. He was in charge. He was manning the ship. I wish he hit a fucking iceberg. He was manning the ship for the last 2 weeks. Bischoff got fired because of reasons of him being a scapegoat. He was wrongly terminated. He was just put in that position so that nobody else could take the blame. And he was there pretty much to have everything come down on him. And he was used as an example to the stockholders and to Fox executives. Look, the show is being put in a bad position. The show is not producing the way you guys expect. We got to show someone that we're serious about this. Let's fire Eric Bischoff. So they fired Eric Bischoff. They made an example out of him. But in that time, Bruce Prichard was writing the show. Bruce Prichard was helping creative, right? I don't know how much say he has in SmackDown, but we all know Vince makes the final decision. But Ed Koskey and Bruce Prichard were a part of those 2 first Fox shows. And this was the first week that Bruce Prichard and Ed Koskey were without Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff is no longer a part of the Executive Director title. So, Eric Bischoff was fired because of reasons and excuses that he was out of touch with the modern product. Yet here we are, and we watch this show. Please tell me how much different Bruce Prichard is compared to Eric Bischoff. Why is someone like Bruce Prichard in that position? Then he gives us and produces this type of show. How does anybody justify that Bruce Prichard is more in tune with the actual product compared to Eric Bischoff? Because what I seen tonight was a complete fucking shit show. A show of illogical garbage, a show that didn't forward anything, and a show that just sat there for 2 hours and made me scratch my head over every fucking decision that they made tonight. And then in turn, the people on social media that follow me for my expert opinion, I'm an AEW shill. Oh, JD's complaining about something SmackDown's doing, but if AEW does it, it's all peaches and cream. It's the greatest thing ever. Let me tell you something, Einstein, you fucking geeks. You're comparing WWE to AEW. Do you know how many people came to me tonight and told me or complained to me, why are you complaining about the show? How come you didn't complain about Darby Allin and Jimmy Havoc fighting for a number one contendership, but here you are complaining about the women in a six-pack challenge? You're comparing a show that is 3 weeks in. 3 weeks in on television on TNT. And you're telling me to give you an example of why that's right and why WWE is wrong. Do you really want me to elaborate on that? Jimmy Havoc won matches. Darby Allin won matches. Jericho was advertised for a world title match before TNT even had a fucking show to debut. Everybody else is lined up. Moxley and Omega, they're in a match at the pay-per-view. Cody's getting a title shot at the pay-per-view. Hangman Page lost. Yes, it could have been Pac, but why are you going to put Pac in a fucking situation where he's going to lose and not win the title? Who else is it going to be? MJF hasn't even fucking wrestled. So why not Jimmy Havoc and Darby Allin? Why don't you use your fucking brain? You're just as bad as Bruce Prichard is. Fucking ridiculous. Oh, what about the Casino Battle Royale for the women? I do not need to justify AEW. I don't. WWE, no matter how you look at it, and people will make excuses. Oh, SmackDown is a fresh start on Fox. Doesn't matter where they are. They have 90% of the same roster that they had on Tuesday before they actually had the draft. Blow me. This show was a complete fucking disaster. I take great pleasure in shitting all over this show. I really do. And I made a new rule on social media. Anybody that makes a comment about me being an AEW show. And you know what? I've reviewed Dynamite for 3 weeks now. And I have given expert critique on what they do right and what they do wrong. There's not one show that I did where I'm openly sucking their dick 100% of the time. This means to tell me that A, YouTube is not giving you my videos, or B, you're just that fucking brain dead that you refuse to listen when someone's actually speaking smart. Some mood tonight. This show sucked. You know, it's funny to me. It really is. You know, the one thing that I heard when Bruce Prichard actually came on board for WWE was that he stayed extra and he got to know Roman Reigns. He sat and talked with Roman Reigns. He familiarized himself with Roman Reigns. I find it so hilarious that Roman Reigns has been booked in such a good way for the last 3 months. he was booked in a position where it actually made it seem like he wasn't that bad. And I actually sat here and I stated that Roman Reigns is being booked good. I don't mind Roman Reigns as much anymore, right? Or I don't hate Roman Reigns as much anymore like I used to. That Seth Rollins is actually becoming the new Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins looks worse than Roman Reigns looked last year. And here we are tonight, and it's like they went in reverse. Bruce Prichard took over for Eric Bischoff, and on night one, going back to that day, that SmackDown, or that Raw, whatever, that he came on board, and he sat and spoke to Roman Reigns in an extensive conversation that was reported by The Observer. And here he is on night one taking over for Eric Bischoff, and he's double dipping into the Roman Reigns cookie jar. Do you find it to be that much of a coincidence that Roman Reigns on night one of Bruce Prichard and SmackDown Live and him taking over for Eric Bischoff, that he's double dipping into the Roman Reigns cookie jar and we're seeing Roman Reigns in the open and in the close of the show? Why? Why do we need to see Roman Reigns twice on this show? Do you know how much that fucking sucks for the rest of the roster? The rest of the roster that's looking for an opportunity. What, Ali wasn't available tonight? Well, Ali wasn't available tonight. Anybody else that you drafted on SmackDown Live via the draft that you just had wasn't available tonight, right? Drew Gulak. The only thing you could do with Drew Gulak was put him in a match with fucking Braun Strowman. This show sucked, folks. This show was awful. I'm all over the place. I'm in some mood tonight. I'm in some ranting mood tonight. I want to get into all this because I want to pinpoint and make everybody look like a fucking idiot. Because some of you just don't understand what you're watching. Stop justifying garbage. Stop it. Stop it. I'm at a point right now where you're making me physically fucking ill. I can't take these apologists. Stop defending them. They do not deserve to be defended. Because they haven't given you anything that's good, worthy of defending. They're not trying. They're not trying at all. At all. When they try, you know what? I'll know, and I'll let you know. Because you ain't gonna hear no sugar-coated bullshit from me. SmackDown Live. We're gonna go over everything tonight on the show, or the lack thereof on this show. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you haven't even realized it yet, I'm JD. JD from NY. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Wait till you guys get a load of the podcast this weekend. We're going to rant on Eric Bischoff. A lengthy rant that's available on Patreon right now for you guys. Lengthy rant on tomorrow's podcast, episode 296 of Off the Script, on Eric Bischoff being terminated. And then Sunday, oh my goodness, Seth Rollins is getting a clown university in. JD's the teacher. I'm going to teach Seth Rollins how much of a clown he really is. Not only did he blast Matt Riddle, yes, he said Matt Riddle sucks. Whether it's kayfabe or not, Rollins looks like a fucking idiot. Not only did he blast Matt Riddle, but he shit all over The Undertaker and Mick Foley. June 28th, 1998, Hell in a Cell, King of the Ring. Man, I make Rollins look like a fucking pussy. I would not be surprised if Rollins has me blocked for an eternity after Sunday's episode. There's your hype. Can't wait for you guys to see it. If you guys missed any of my other videos, Monday Night Raw, Off the Script Elite, AEW News and Rumors on Tuesday, AEW Dynamite, NXT, and then obviously tonight with SmackDown Live. Thank you guys so very much. If you missed anything else, links will be down below in the description of this very video. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's on Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below and turn on that bell for all notifications. And please make sure you guys check out my sponsor tonight, the one, the only, and they are a good friend of the podcast, Trend Teams. That's trendteams.com. What exactly is fantasy social media? Well, fantasy social media is a competitive fantasy game similar to fantasy sports like football, baseball, basketball. I'm sure you guys dabble in all of those fantasy sports every single season. The key difference with fantasy social media is, instead of tracking sports analytics, fantasy social media is driven by global social media activity and the public's response to it. You guys can actually draft me in the game, and I'm going to use myself as an example. Go back to AEW Dynamite, week number 2, where Chris Jericho cut that promo live in the ring with the Inner Circle. I tweeted out simply, you do not ever script someone like Chris Jericho. You send him out there to do his thing. That's how it needs to be done. The tweet blew up. It got over 2,000 plus likes, and you're going to take those analytics and you're going to apply that to your team, and the more I tweet and the more it goes viral, the more you guys are going to be in it for the money. Now, Off the Script has a game, Off the Script has a lobby right now that is about to close this evening. Round 2 is about to get underway when this podcast goes live on YouTube. This is the current Off the Script giveaway. You guys can win an Amazon gift card in round number 2. $60 all the way down to 5th place, which is $10. As of 11 a.m. on Friday morning, this is the current tracking right now for round 1 of the Off the Script Trend Teams lobby. This is the top 10 here on the left side. Team JD, that's my team. That's the team that I have assembled. I came in 20th place. Not really all that good. But one of you guys actually drafted me, and I'm on the first place team, which means I'm going to be a winner in the end of this thing. So you guys can actually draft me, give yourself the best chance of winning, assemble the best team that you possibly can, because I'm going to be coming back in round 2 with a whole new team, and you guys can try and beat me to win some Amazon gift cards, man. It's a great way to spend your evenings. It's really fun. TrendTeams.com, the innovative way to do fantasy social media, man, and it's absolutely free. Try it today, TrendTeams.com. So, if you guys are on social media, you've probably seen the announcement that WWE tried to make sound exciting, yet failed. You would have seen the announcement of WWE announcing Roman Reigns getting an Intercontinental Championship match against Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, I looked at this, and I'm scratching my head, and I'm tweeting at the WWE official Twitter account, and I'm simply asking the question of why. I don't have an answer. But the geeks on social media, they always have the answers. Always arguing with me, always trying to prove a point, always trying to prove the content creator is wrong. Who are you, I ask? A nobody. If you want to spew your garbage, go do your own podcast. Don't tweet me. People trying to justify Roman Reigns getting an Intercontinental Championship match. I've heard it all, folks. Oh, it's a fresh start. That's one. That's one of the excuses I heard. The funniest of all the excuses was, Roman Reigns won many matches. Let me look back in my fucking Rolodex and see how many matches Roman Reigns has won. When was the last match Roman Reigns won? A tag team match with Daniel Bryan against Luke Harper and Eric Rowan? Oh, 2 losers. I never knew winning a tag team match against 2 losers justifies Roman Reigns getting a title shot at a singles title. Guy was being run over by a fucking car 3 months ago. When does he get a title shot? Well, he beat Buddy Murphy. Oh my God. Yeah, let's throw a fucking parade. Don't ever tweet me and try and justify anything. When was the last time Roman Reigns was in a one-on-one match? Didn't he fight Eric Rowan? Didn't he fight Eric Rowan at a pay-per-view recently? Didn't he fight Eric Rowan at Clash of Champions? What was the outcome of that match? Oh, that's right, he lost! He lost. If anybody deserves a fucking Intercontinental title match, it's Eric Rowan! Never mind Eric Rowan. What happened to Ali? Didn't he beat the Intercontinental Champion, 3 months ago? What about that? You forgot about that? Bunch of idiots, folks. A bunch of retards. Pardon my language. Roman Reigns versus Shinsuke Nakamura opens the show. I don't know what you want me to say about this. The best thing about this match was Indianapolis was actually pretty decent tonight. Number 2, Sami Zayn is just gold in everything that he does. I love Sami Zayn. I love his facial expressions. Sami Zayn is a national treasure. We need more Sami Zayn on SmackDown Live. That's my 2 cents. Do what you want with it. So, we go to commercial. Very typical Roman Reigns match. Very typical of Nakamura. Very typical offense. Very typical match. I don't know what you want me to say about it. It didn't break any boundaries here. They did what they had to do. Very rudimentary, very formulaic WWE action here to open SmackDown Live. They go to commercial. Back from commercial. Reigns is trying to fight back. Nakamura is in control of Roman Reigns. Nakamura has Reigns grounded. Fights up and out. Reigns rocks Nakamura. Nails him with a clothesline. Reigns gets another shot on Nakamura. He runs the ropes. Hits a flying clothesline. Sammy's looking on. Reigns with a clothesline in the corner. And Reigns then with a big boot levels Nakamura. Reigns with more big power moves. Nakamura pulls Reigns down into an armbar. Out of nowhere, he went for the armbar. So Reigns is trying to fight out of this. He doesn't have the hold applied all the way, does Nakamura. And he goes for the bottom rope, but Nakamura gets a triangle locked in on Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns then typically powers out. He lifts Nakamura up with one hand and does that very, very rudimentary and very ordinary, very Roman Reigns-esque one arm sit-out powerbomb. Nakamura kicks out of the 2. Crowd is into this thing, surprisingly. It wasn't bad. It was just ordinary. There was nothing special about it. So Nakamura's down. Sammy said, screw this. He was sitting in on commentary. He got involved at one point. At one point earlier in the match, Roman Reigns went for a drive-by, and then Sami Zayn pulled Nakamura out of the way. Didn't cause a DQ because Sami Zayn didn't touch Roman Reigns. So the referee let it go, and then they went to commercial break. So that was pretty cool. So Sami Zayn helping Nakamura where he sees fit. So Sami at this point at the end of the match had enough. He gets up from the commentary desk again. He hits the apron for the distraction on Roman Reigns. This leads to a cheap shot from Nakamura from behind. Nakamura follows up with a sliding snap German suplex, which is always pretty to look at. Nakamura returns to the ring, calls for the Kinshasa. Reigns meets him in the ring, and with mid-move, knocks Nakamura out with a Superman punch. Nakamura kicked out, surprisingly. Reigns looks to put Nakamura away with a spear as he waits to put the spear on Nakamura. Baron Corbin comes out of nowhere, jumps on the apron, and hits Reigns with his scepter, and the referee calls for the DQ. Roman Reigns wins by disqualification. After the match, Reigns wins. Nakamura retains the title. Reigns is getting beat down by the heels until Daniel Bryan makes the save, unloads on everybody. Bryan dumps Corbin out to the floor, fights off Nakamura. Bryan with some offense. Crowd's going crazy. Bryan runs the ropes, but Sammy grabs his ankle from the floor and pulls Nakamura to safety. And that was pretty much it. So that was it. That was the open of SmackDown Live. So, folks, what did we see here? We seen a match that was pretty decent and very ordinary. And then we got a tease for more Baron Corbin and Roman Reigns on SmackDown Live. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't we just have a draft? Didn't we just have a draft on SmackDown Live? Why on fucking earth would you have a draft and the first show following a draft that should be a hard reset of everything? Why on fucking earth would you tease Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan still teaming? And worse yet, Roman Reigns versus Baron Corbin as a major program on this show. Are you serious? Man, you really want to lose viewers on Friday night, don't you? I couldn't give a single shit about Baron Corbin and Roman Reigns. Man, you want to kill everything that you did with Roman Reigns that I actually praised. Here we go. The start of the downfall for not only SmackDown Live, worse than it was, but also Roman Reigns. Awful. Absolutely awful. What a way to kill what was a decent at best Intercontinental Championship match where everybody thought Roman Reigns was going to win the IC title. Here we go again. It begins. Don't worry. We'll be getting Reigns and Lesnar at WrestleMania in Tampa. Don't worry. Don't worry. You can throw your fucking parades then. Moving on. I forgot to download it, and you know what? He sent me the fucking thing. We're gonna do it. I got it downloaded. Pardon me. Don't worry about it. Barbershop Window. We're gonna change this. Don't worry about it. You guys want to go buy a fucking t-shirt? Barbershopwindow.com. Go buy a t-shirt. Here. There you go. Changing that up. There you go. Shorty G. This is what WWE's done. Shorty G, guys. The album is hitting the streets. It's lit. It's fire. And it has a name. Career Ending. The release date is next Friday, right before SmackDown Live. What a fucking joke. What a fucking joke, folks. I really don't believe it. I really don't understand how you can take someone like Chad Gable. And I made a pact. I made a promise to not call him Shorty G because it is very disrespectful with someone as talented as Chad Gable to be called Shorty G. And the basis of his gimmick is everybody making fun that he's short. I will not do anything like that here on the podcast. In fact, I've signed it in blood not to call him Shorty G. Now, I wish I can sign a petition to get this show canceled off Fox, and I'd sign everybody's fucking name in blood. That's a different story, but Chad Gable, where we all thought it was a fucking rumor that Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez were reporting that WWE trademarked Chad Gable as Shorty G. Here we are, 3 months later. It's amazing to me how people are thinking this is some sort of push. I don't see this as a push. Do you think Chad Gable is going to ascend the fucking heights or ascend the ranks in WWE? Yeah, your new WWE champion, Shorty G. You fucking kidding me? It's amazing that they moved to Fox, and when they want more eyes than ever before on the product, they put this guy out there and they change his name to fucking Shorty G. What an embarrassment. I don't know what else to say. Everybody watching this feels the same way. They utter the same sentiments. Yeah, he is slightly over, but this is a career-ending gimmick. That gimmick has such a small ceiling that you're pretty much telling the fans without actually telling them, because people are fucking suckers and they're like, oh, Chad Gable's on TV. He's getting TV time. The guy's going nowhere. The guy is going nowhere. The career-ending gimmick of Shorty G is legit. It's legit. Shout out to Salrex for that fucking brilliant little graphic about Shorty G. Chad Gable went one-on-one with Curtis Axel. I'll give you one guess as to who won this match. If you said Curtis Axel won this match, I would not be shocked. Chad Gable wins. Ankle lock submission. Goodbye, Curtis Axel. Yes, Curtis Axel was in this match with Chad Gable. You couldn't give me Drew Gulak versus Chad Gable, though, right? Couldn't give me Chad Gable versus Drew Gulak on SmackDown Live to save this show from the utter boredom that it was. No, you want to flip the roles. You want to give Curtis Axel to Chad Gable. Meanwhile, Curtis Axel should have been the one to go one-on-one with Braun Strowman later on in the evening. Why am I here booking this show better than the fucking people getting paid to book this show? Why? Chad Gable wins with an ankle lock. After the match, Chad Gable celebrates. Kayla Braxton's in the ring. She goes to interview Gable at ringside. She asks him how the recent height jokes from other superstars have affected him. Gable says he thought he was being held back by his height until now. And the truth is, he makes himself who he is by his height, is what he said. Gable says it's okay to be exactly who you are. Fans are eating this shit up because they're gullible in Indianapolis, I guess. Gable says you will come a long way, and people will go a long way. People will want to screw you when you get popular and you get big. But tonight, to those people, he says thank you. To everybody that's put him down, he says thank you. Thank you for making him look deep inside of himself and looking at himself for who he is. Embrace who he is. Gable says we all have insecurities, but he stands here tonight to say one thing: you can overcome. So now he's a public fucking speaker as well. Do not run. Do not hide from them. Accept who you are. Gable accepts who he is. I'm Shorty Gable. Actually, let's shorten that up. I'm Shorty G. Awesome. Awesome. I'm glad Bruce Prichard can sleep well at night, knowing that he booked a fucking colossal failure on Friday night. What a joke. What a joke. Team Flair versus Team Hogan. Do you care? I don't. It's happening at Crown Fools. Both of them are the epitome of Crown Fools. Now, they show us some Twitter banter back and forth between Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan. They talk about Seth Rollins being taken off the team due to his Falls Count Anywhere match with The Fiend that will end in a DQ. I am positive of that. Cole and Graves are now talking to Hogan via Skype from his Hogan's Beach shop in wherever, Tampa, Florida, I believe it is. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Whatever. So, Graves says Team Hogan has a few holes in it. It's not the only thing with a few holes in it. Why don't you go look at the fucking script for this show? He asked what Hogan plans to do about his team and the team captain. Hogan says he's been chasing Flair around since Graves was in diapers. Ha 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 ha. And he has Flair's number, so don't worry about it. Hogan says the entire locker room wants to be on his team. Really now? I didn't see anybody. I didn't hear anybody wanting to be on fucking Hogan's team. You think they want to go travel over there? You think they want to enjoy what they do over there? Or is it for the fucking payday? If everybody wanted to be on Hogan's team, I would have seen a tweet. I would have seen something on this show. I would have seen people lining up asking somebody backstage, let me in on Team Hogan. Somebody. I see nothing. So the entire locker room, he says, wants to be on Team Hogan. Cole then asks who's going to be on his team. Hogan says Shorty G and Ali have stood out the most, indicating that Ali was scheduled to wrestle already. Hogan says he will be having a big announcement leaked before the end of the show. They talk about Hogan's issues, and then we get a thank you by Hogan in a traditional Hogan way. What are you going to do, brother? Blah, 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 blah. Whatever. And that's pretty much it. So Graves and Cole say that this is a big opportunity for Ali and Shorty G to be on Team Hogan, and the team captain will be revealed later. Now, if it's someone from SmackDown Live, it's either one of two people at this point. Rollins is obviously on Monday Night Raw. And clearly, I don't even know if that really matters. What am I talking about? It doesn't even fucking matter. All I was thinking of, well, it's got to be either Daniel Bryan or Roman Reigns. It's got to be either Daniel Bryan or Roman Reigns in Saudi Arabia. You guys know who it ended up being. There you go. We'll talk about it when we get to that point in the show. Heavy Machinery, New Day, they teamed against the Revival, Dolph Ziggler, and Robert Roode. So this match was to build momentum going into this big tag team turmoil match that I swear to God, if one of the tag team champions do not wins, if they don't win this match, I don't know what to say. I really don't. You're booking a tag team turmoil match, where a match in which you're crowning the best tag team in the world. And both of the tag team champions on both brands are in this match. If one of those teams does not win this match, how the fuck can you justify them being tag team champions? Or am I losing my mind? Why are they even in this match? You know, realistically, if you wanted to keep them out of this match and have this tag team turmoil match with the winner challenging whichever team they want to wrestle, or depending on what team wins for whatever brand they're from, challenges that brand's champion, that would have made a lot more sense. But you putting the champions in this match, realistically, you're booking yourselves into a fucking corner with no way out. Tag team champions have to win. It's either got to be the Viking Raiders or the Revival. Simple. And if it's not one of those teams, you're shitting all over your champions. But WWE has this thing about shitting all over their champions. They actually take great pleasure in doing that. So if that is the case, I would not be surprised. Heavy Machinery, New Day, Revival, Dolph Ziggler and Dolph Ziggler and Rudolph. Whatever their fucking name is. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, whatever. I don't even want to be here. New Day and Heavy Machinery win. What do you want me to say about it? Really, what do you want me to say? At this point in the show, I just didn't give a shit. I really didn't. I really didn't. The best thing about this match was Otis. Otis is a national treasure. He really is. Otis is in the ring with Bobby Roode. Roode and Ziggler are in there trying to take control over Otis. Dawson runs in. Otis clotheslines him. Otis splashes Roode on the ropes. Otis is in the middle of the ring. Hits the caterpillar on Roode. Dawson flies off the top rope. Otis catches him. Tucker comes in for the trash compactor, but Ziggler pulls his leg from the outside. Pulls Tucker Knight outside. The Revival double teams Otis for a 2 count. Bodies all over the place. Otis blocks a suplex. Lifts Dawson with one of his own. Dawson tried for a vertical suplex. I don't know why he's so stupid, but he tried for a vertical suplex on Otis, so Otis came back with one of his own. Big E comes in, and Otis hands Dawson to Big E. He puts Dawson on Big E's shoulders. Woods off the top rope. He tags in for the midnight hour, and that was pretty much it. The tag team champions on SmackDown Live suffer a loss. And I'm sitting here, complaining that the tag team champions need to win this tag team turmoil match. They just booked them to lose a fucking worthless 8-man tag on SmackDown Live. And here I am pleading with one of the sets of tag team champions on either show to win this tag team turmoil match. What a dummy I am. What a fucking idiot you are, JD. Why would you complain about something that you know is an inevitability? Awful. Absolutely awful. Kayla Braxton's backstage with Daniel Bryan. She asked about helping Roman Reigns out. And tonight's main event. Daniel Bryan teaming with Roman Reigns, who we just seen for 15 minutes in an Intercontinental Championship match. The main event is now Bryan and Reigns versus Corbin and Nakamura. Great. I guess everybody else had the night off, right? How the fuck do you justify that being a match after we just seen Reigns and Nakamura for 15 minutes in an IC title match? Or am I losing my mind? Awful. Miz TV. Miz is in the ring. He welcomes us to Miz TV. Bayley comes out with her new theme, which I actually quite like very much. Sasha Banks is there. She looks to be okay. She's walking on her own. There you go. Sasha Banks is back. She looked great, and she's walking. So the hip injury is hopefully on its way to being healed. Banks and Bayley are in the ring. Miz says he didn't realize Banks would be there. Banks and Bayley is, a best friend duo. So why wouldn't she be there? Miz talks about Bayley winning the title from Charlotte Flair. We see a video package of highlights of the match. The video shows us how Bayley destroyed her inflatable Bayley buddies, people crying, little kids crying, people shocked faces all over the place, and I'm just sitting there like, okay. People making a big deal about this. Listen, I enjoy a good heel turn. I enjoy and appreciate a good heel turn. It's not that serious, folks. It's not that serious. So The Miz, after watching the video package, says one simple thing. Simple question. Why? I ask that question every fucking week. Why? I never get my answer. Why is this show so bad? Why is there such illogical garbage on this show every week? Nobody answers me. All I get is, oh, you're an AEW shill. You're an AEW cocksucker. You want Cody to sign you to a contract. That's all I get. I never get my fucking why. Bayley takes her time. Fans are booing. She then says she doesn't owe anyone an explanation. Miz says she doesn't owe him anything, but what about the fans and her supporters? So Bayley's just sitting there. Miz asks who she is. Are you a silent champion like Brock Lesnar? Miz goes on about Bayley changing the hair and the Bayley buddies and asked, why did you do it? Why? He's running down things as to why. Was it a new hairstyle? Did you want to feel accepted? Did you feel unpretty? Or did you feel like you were playing second fiddle to Sasha Banks, no matter what your accomplishments are? So Banks then takes the microphone and kind of shits on The Miz, saying, listen, we don't need to take this shit from you. You were drafted in the 5th round. Now, Sasha, I don't know if that's a big fucking deal. I mean, the draft was awful. And then The Miz comes back and says, listen, I could have been drafted 1st round, 3rd round, 5th round. It doesn't matter. When I speak, people pay attention, he says. So he goes on and says that she slashed the Bayley buddies to be relevant last week. Yes, because The Miz is so desperately trying to remain relevant as well, right? Bayley says that's not why she did it. She slashed them because they have defined her for her entire WWE run. She goes on about giving everything each week, headbands, high fives, hugs. But all the fans did was take. She goes on and says she promised to elevate the division the first night she won the title, and she did that. Fans gave her the what treatment. Bayley says she was in pain, crying, heartbroken when she lost the title at Hell in a Cell, but nobody was there for her. She goes on to say that she picked herself up, won the title back, and when she walked backstage to the locker room, no one was there waiting to give her a hug or congratulate her. She used to think the division lacked opportunity, but it's just lazy, it lacks desire, and it lacks passion. That is a shoot, folks. I know. It might not have come off that way, but that was a shoot. All that Bayley said right there in that instance is legit. The division is lazy. The division lacks passion. The division lacks desire. And everybody is only out for themselves. While Bayley and Sasha Banks, when Bayley and Sasha Banks were babyface, and you could even go back to WrestleMania, they were the only ones out there in the live attendance watching Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair in the main event, while nobody else in the division was out there supporting the women's division as a whole. These two have put the women's division, not only what you see on TV, but in the back, on their back. And nobody gave them the credit. Nobody appreciated the effort that they were going through to put this division on the map. Everybody was so about themselves, politicking in the back, trying to get themselves over while not really caring about the entirety of the division. What Bayley said here is a shoot. 100%. Bayley used to try to be what they wanted her to be, but the truth is she's outgrown them now. So you guys want some inspiration? Life sucks, and then you die. A Vince McMahon quote that he said on SmackDown Live many years ago in one of Vince McMahon's greatest promos ever. And it was actually the intro to a Skinless song, a death metal band, a hardcore death metal band from Albany, New York. If you guys don't really know who they are, I don't blame you, but they use that line, the Vince McMahon version, to open one of their songs. I forgot which song it was, but I remember it vividly, because I used to listen to them in high school. So if you guys know who Skinless is, yes, I'm a big death metal fan. Oh, JD listens to death metal? Yeah, I do. I know my shit. So out comes Nikki Cross. Cross says that is enough, Bayley. She speaks for everyone here and says that when the time is done for talking, the time for action is now. Cross tells Bayley to go make herself comfortable, and then after tonight's win, she will make sure that she gives Bayley a great big hug. So then Dana Brooke comes out. I don't know, I have to speak to somebody in the back in creative. Who gave Dana Brooke TV time? Seriously, who gave Dana Brooke, who approved Dana Brooke for TV time? The green beans are sitting there in catering cold. Matt Hardy doesn't appreciate that, bro. Come on now. You got one job to do. Who says you could be on TV? Dana Brooke is out there. She says, not so fast, Nikki. She mentions being underutilized and overlooked. Not in catering. You're an MVP in catering. You're not underutilized there. Apparently, you are the perfect person to fold a napkin and place the knife and the fork down very straight. And you even set the table nice with the nice paper plates, right? You get everything ready for everybody, nice plastic cups for their fucking lemonade. Anyway, Dana Brooke says she's underutilized and overlooked, but that is the past, and tonight marks a new beginning for her, and she can feel it. And Brooke says that she will give the WWE Universe something to cheer for because the flex appeal is here on SmackDown Live. I'm sorry. Oh my God, man, that was just utterly sickening. Oh, my goodness. Bruce Prichard should be docked pay for just allowing this woman on TV. So she tells the fans to flex, and then out comes Lacey Evans. Oh. Folks, I barely watched this match. I really did. This match offered absolutely nothing for me. This show sucked. This show fucking sucked. We had Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans, let's run through this. Lacey Evans, Carmella, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Nikki Cross, and Dana Brooke. Now, I put out a tweet on social media, on Twitter. What have these women done to be put in this championship opportunity match when they haven't even won a match on TV? People are telling me, oh, it's an opportunity. This is a fresh start. People, this is going to be my new phrase. Stop justifying garbage, okay? Stop justifying garbage. You are looking for such a positive outtake on something that doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Dana Brooke, the woman has been off TV for the majority of 2019. On what fucking planet? Not even in WWE 2K20 is she worthy of a title shot. Nikki Cross, she hasn't won a singles match. She was in a tag team with Alexa Bliss. They just lost the tag team titles. Doesn't really qualify for a singles title opportunity, right? Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. Have they even wrestled single in the last 3 months? I wouldn't remember, because I don't give a shit. Carmella, yes, she ran around with R-Truth with the 24/7 title. That deserves a women's championship opportunity. And Lacey Evans, she lost to fucking Natalya. She lost to Natalya 2 weeks ago in a last woman standing match. How about this, folks? How about we get this women's division to be somewhat competitive, where you put these women in singles matches and you start accumulating wins for somebody that you want to go one-on-one against Bayley. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Do you not have enough time to do that? What is the urgency to get a number one contender against Bayley? Why? Where are you going with this? Where are you booking this? Why is there such a rush to find a number one contender? You mean to tell me that there's no time on fucking TV to get these women in singles competition, to get some wins under their belt, so that when we come upon the time, when we need to decide a number one contender, that I wouldn't be sitting here fucking complaining that all of these women have one thing in common. They are losers! I am right, and you are wrong. What pay-per-view is going to have a women's match? Crown Jewel? Is Crown Jewel having a women's title match? Oh, that's right, Survivor Series, where it's probably going to be 5 against 5. Yeah, the women's title's going to be on the line there too. Fucking ridiculous. Logic, logic, logic. That's all I want. Do I get it? No, I don't. NXT doesn't do that. Rhea Ripley's won matches. Bianca Belair's won matches. They're going one-on-one next week to find out who fights Shayna Baszler. Fucking logic! Fucking logic! Oh, what about Britt Baker? Fuck a Britt Baker. Fuck a Britt Baker. I'm not talking about AEW. They have no women's division. They ran through their women's division. Fucking ridiculous. Oh, AEW does it, I don't complain. WWE does it, I bitch and moan. AEW's been on TV for 3 weeks. I apologize that they wanted to crown a women's champion. Who won the match? Nikki Cross won. Yeah, great. We got a WWE draft where Reset is about to happen. What does WWE do? We get Bayley versus Nikki Cross. Man, that's a fresh match that I haven't seen 6 fucking times before. This show fucking blows. Absolutely blows. Braun Strowman versus Drew Gulak. You know, I'm speechless. I really am. I want you guys to understand the vast difference between Triple H and Vince McMahon. Triple H fucking loves Drew Gulak. Loves Drew Gulak. Drew Gulak has had a career year in WWE. You think Vince McMahon and Bruce fucking Prichard, Mr. Four Eyes, is gonna fucking realize that? You think Ed Koskey is gonna understand that? Of course not. They're too busy fucking sucking Vince McMahon's cock. a career year in WWE this year. Cruiserweight champion. He was the hottest thing in WWE. The match quality that Drew Gulak was giving us was fucking great. It was top notch. Had the best match in Evolve all year with Matt Riddle. Right? Defended the Cruiserweight title on NXT against Lio Rush in a great match. Triple H loves Drew Gulak. Look at the way someone like Drew Gulak is treated and appreciated and admired by Triple H, and then look how they are with Vince McMahon. Drew Gulak was drafted to SmackDown Live. You would think by drafting someone with the talent of Drew Gulak that they would start building him up and they would put him in a match against Chad Gable to give us a good 15 minutes to see what these guys could do. You know, maybe build up the mid-card on SmackDown Live. Maybe build up somebody for an Intercontinental Championship match through legitimate fucking means. No, but they put Drew Gulak in the ring with Braun Strowman and treat Drew Gulak, after everything he's done this year, as a fucking jobber. Vince McMahon, and then they say Eric Bischoff is fucking out of touch. Then they have the fucking balls to say Eric Bischoff is fucking out of touch with the modern WWE product. They went back and had fucking Drew Gulak do a fucking 345 slide power presentation on Braun Strowman as the way he could beat Tyson Fury at Crown Jewel. I don't watch 205 Live. I don't. I keep up with through highlights. But I know for a fact that Drew Gulak was not doing the PowerPoint presentation under the new era of Triple H. He wasn't. He wasn't doing the PowerPoint presentation while Adam Pearce was taking over 205 Live. He wasn't. He was Drew fucking Gulak. He was the fucking strong style specialist from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania that was fucking lighting the wrestling ring on fire. And now he's back on SmackDown Live in Vince McMahon's hands, and they go right back to doing a fucking PowerPoint presentation. Yet Eric Bischoff is out of touch. This couldn't be Curtis Axel? You couldn't find Curtis Axel. Bo Dallas had a fucking match. Or did you have a match tonight? Curtis Axel did. Where the fuck was Bo Dallas? You got no problem going out to find a local indie guy at some fucking 7-Eleven somewhere, but you want to use Drew Gulak. I hate this company. I really do. This is the prime example of them not appreciating talent. They do not appreciate anybody that is contracted to a WWE deal. None. This was awful. I would rather watch Drew Gulak's 345-point power presentation than both Raw and SmackDown, while he leads it all through the 3 hours. Braun Strowman wins. Power slam. That's it. Drew Gulak got no offense. Tag team match, because we didn't see enough of Roman Reigns in the open of this show. Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan, Baron Corbin, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Daniel Bryan got the first ring entrance. Then we go to commercial. Then out come Baron Corbin and Shinsuke Nakamura. Then Roman Reigns comes out. It's a new way to do things there, Vince. It's a new way to do things there, Bruce. Daniel Bryan comes out as part of the babyface team. He's the only one out there. Then out come the heels, and then out comes the last babyface of Roman Reigns. What are you trying to do there? Did anyone notice that? Did anyone else pick up on that? Very bizarre. Very blatant as well. This match was rush. WWE went off the air at 9:57 Eastern Standard Time. Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns win here. Of course they did. What else would the outcome be? So, I gotta say something about Baron Corbin. I really do. Is it that difficult to switch things up in the middle of the ring? You know, I watch Baron Corbin wrestle, and every single fucking time, every match he has, and this might be me nitpicking, but this is the type of mood I'm in. Do we need to see him do that slide around the ring post and back into the ring and deliver a fucking clothesline every single time? You'd think somebody on the fucking roster that he's wrestled 16 times already, would realize that move is in his arsenal. Maybe don't Irish whip him into the fucking corner. Or if it's Baron Corbin, why don't you switch it up a little bit? This is how you get to be bland and boring. Because we see the same shit over and over and over again. Just my little observation there. Baron Corbin is in the ring. Bryan and Nakamura are trying to battle each other off. Bryan counters Nakamura with a label lock. Sami sends Corbin back in because he was on the outside. Corbin breaks up the submission. Corbin unloads on Bryan, launches him into the corner. Corbin ends up running out to run back in with his signature move. Reigns leaps off the steps and hits him with a Superman punch on the outside. Reigns gets fired up on the outside. He spears Baron Corbin, which looked completely unnecessary. It looked completely forced. Spears Baron Corbin through the timekeeper's area with a big spear. Sami standing there in shock. Bryan's in the ring with Nakamura. Yes kicks in the ring. Fans are counting along with him. Nakamura gets dropped with a big roundhouse kick. Bryan charges at Nakamura, but Nakamura nails a flying knee. Bryan ducks a Kinshasa attempt. He hits the running knee, and he covers Nakamura for the pin. And that's pretty much it. So, two things that I seen here. Number one, Bryan pinned the Intercontinental Champion. I would not be surprised to see Daniel Bryan get a Intercontinental title match against Nakamura. Because that's the way WWE does things. Number two, at the end of the match, Bryan is in the ring. His music is playing. Reigns is coming to after the spear on the outside. Reigns is in the ring with Bryan now. And they go to shake hands. He shakes Roman Reigns' hand. And I seen that there was about 3 minutes left on the clock. And I'm like, something's going to happen here. They went off the air very quickly at 9:57. Bryan shakes Roman's hand. And I thought something was going to happen in that moment. But one little thing that I noticed the last time he did this, the last time he shook Daniel Bryan did Roman Reigns' hand, he didn't lead in a yes chant. He didn't lead in a yes chant. Now, I don't know what they're doing or what they're planning. Bryan is on SmackDown for a reason. And Bryan and Reigns are two big guys on this brand. And it's inevitable that they're going to be in the ring together. This is going to be a major program on this show on Fox. Bryan, in my prediction, is going heel. Bryan's temporary babyface run is exactly that. It's just temporary. I don't really see Bryan being a babyface all that long. I do think that Reigns and Bryan will eventually team up. The question is, what are they going to be feuding over? What are they going to be feuding over? Because you had the fucking thing well in hand with the whole murdering of Roman Reigns angle. What are they going to be feuding over now? What? Roman Reigns didn't recycle? He threw the fucking plastic water bottle that he was drinking on Saturday night in the regular garbage? Is that what they're going to be fighting over? Oh, Roman Reigns threw a fucking aluminum foil ball into the regular trash. He didn't recycle. Oh, he littered. He chewed a piece of gum while I was walking with him on Saturday night, and instead of throwing it in the garbage, he threw it on the fucking street. This show sucked. Bruce Prichard. This guy is going to offer nothing as far as change. SmackDown will offer nothing as far as change goes. We should all be laughing at ourselves. Laughing at ourselves for falling for this shit. Oh, look, they're moving to Fox. It's going to be a better show. Oh, they're moving to Fox. It's going to be a more sports authentic show. Where? I've seen nothing as far as change. I've seen a show that happened on the season premiere. That was bad. I've seen the second episode last week get even worse. And this week, the third episode on Fox, even worse than last week. What's going to happen on FS1? You know the ratings are going to be down when they come out tomorrow. They're not going to be at 2.9. Yeah, let me see them blame it on the fucking Astros. I'm getting out of here. Thank you guys so very much. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That is on Twitter and Instagram. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. If you guys want to support the podcast, a little bit extra, Patreon. Thank you guys so much for being a member of my Patreon family. Make sure you guys check out audibletrial.com/offthescript. 30 days free of their service and one free audiobook of your choice. You guys got 30 days and one free audiobook, man. Sounds like a good deal to me. Make sure you guys check out all the other videos that you might have missed down below in the description of this very video. And make sure you guys sign up for round 2 of Off the Script on Trend Teams. Fantasy social media. Round 2 coming tonight. As soon as the podcast goes live, trendteams.com. And you guys can win a $60 Amazon gift card for entering today. Thank you guys so very much. I'm getting out of here. This show sucked. And I would say I hope for the better next week. But I'm pretty sure that the show is only going to continue to get worse. I'm getting out of here. See you guys later.